Seen, they glorified the whole real estate side of it, but there's a lot that they do not tell you with the real estate side of it. That's why I push, and I'm a big advocate to teach the notaries about increasing their cash flow first. Because once you jump into the real estate game, your cash flow comes in different. Your money will come in different. And I'll explain the difference. So I've been doing a lot of real estate, not me personally, because I don't like doing them, but I outsource them to other notaries. But here's the thing that you have to know about real estate. When you're dealing with title companies, escrow companies, signing companies and stuff like that, there is a 14 to 30 day net, meaning you're not going to get paid for your services for at least 14 to 30 days. So you'll be waiting on a check for that amount of time versus the private notarizations, you get paid right there on the spot. Okay. So that is something to highly consider because your bills don't stop coming in. And when you're spending money out of pocket, especially if 9 out of 10 times, the company is going to ask you to print out pages, right? They're going to ask you to print out, and the average that I've seen is anywhere from 150 pages and up. Now you figure if you're printing out all these pages, let's say you went to FedEx and print out all these pages, you're going to spend $20 off top just to print out 150 pages. That's an expense out of your pocket. Then, of course, you're going to have to pay for gas and travel and everything like that. So there are expenses that accrue while you're doing these real estate closings for people. And if you do not price yourself correctly, you will lose money and it can shut down your business. There's a business out there in California. I was very, very shocked to see that they actually closed down. This was a guy that I actually took one of his classes, and I thought he had a great website. He was very professional. He had some pretty good clients. The problem was the account receivables that he was getting. It was 14 to 30 day net. So I guess it was very hard for him to juggle because he had to constantly run after and try to get his money from these title companies. And then, let's not talk about penalties. There are penalties that accrue with that. If you forget to put something as small as forgetting to put your commission expiration date, they can dock you $20. If you forget to get the client's what is that? A copy of their photo ID, they can dock you for that. They can dock you for a missing signature. There's so many penalties that they can hit you for. There's a student that's in this course here that did a notarization for a title company. And by the time he got his check, they hit him with so many fees, they wound up paying him like $65. And I believe it was supposed to be like $95 or $100. But we'll get more into the pricing part of it in a little bit. But I just want you guys to be very aware of what you're jumping into. And it's not a scare tactic. It's just when you know better, you do better. So attacking the real estate market, you have to deal with a 14 to 30 day net. You're not going to get paid up front like a private notarization. See, when you do private notarizations, which I teach you, and I'm also going to start teaching you how to really nail down this real estate, these title companies as well. But the first things first, we have to get you cash flow. We have to get you money coming into your bank account immediately. Because once you have enough cash flow coming in, then you can dictate to the real estate title companies your terms and conditions. But until then, until you have cash flow, you're going to be at the mercy of the title and escrow company. That makes sense? Okay, so 2, you're going to get hit with penalties. If you miss the slightest things, photo IDs, forgetting to put your commission expiration date, forgetting a signature, forgetting an initial or something like that, they can dock you for that. They can hit you with penalties. The next thing is you're going to have to come out of pocket with costs. So 150 pages is the minimum. I went to FedEx yesterday and printed out 146 pages. It came up to damn near $20. And and that is only because the notary that I hired did not have a printer. So I had to print out the documents, and I said, you know what? I'll do a tag along with you. I want to see how you conduct yourself during these closings. And she missed quite a few pages. And I explained to her after the closing was done, I was like, you do understand that these title companies will dock your pay. Like right now you're working with me. I'm a signing agency. So you're working with my agency. We're not going to dock your pay like that. But just for future references, if you plan on doing more and more title loan closings and refis and everything like that, they're going to hit you for that. You've missed about 3 pages. And I explained that to her. and then I also explained to her that if you really want to be taken serious in this real estate loan closing stuff, you're going to have to get a printer, or you're going to have to print out these documents. You're going to have to print out these documents. And then you're also going to have to be a courier and take these documents to FedEx or UPS. So these are things that she needed to be aware of. And I want to salute you guys for taking this course, because I always say this, man, free information, you get what you paid for. But when you pay money, you pay attention. Her thing was she was taking a lot of courses online and it was free. There's nothing wrong with that, right? I did a lot of my studies on YouTube University, but there's only so much information that they're going to give you for free. When you paid, that's when you realize, okay, now I see, now I can connect the dots a lot better.
Due to the massive impact social media and technology are having on the notary industry, the rise of the smart notary is in full effect. Are you prepared for the inevitable changes, or will you become obsolete? Nationwide notary agency owner Tiger Toledo shows you exactly how to leverage opportunities that currently exist. Through real-life examples, personal stories, insight, and examples, Tiger shares how he took his small one-man traveling notary service to a nationwide success using the same technology available to you. Rise of the Smart Notary will teach you how to take advantage of today's opportunities. Provide strategies and tips for using social media. Breakdown of the traditional way versus the new way of doing business. How you can exploit the opportunities that exist today. Tiger will also teach you how to work smarter, not harder. Explain top mistakes notaries make with their business. Provide immediate steps you can take towards success. Grab your copy today. It will change your life.
She wasn't aware of taking the documents to FedEx and UPS, and she wasn't aware of scan backs either. So I was like, yeah, those are almost like the industry norm. You're gonna have to do these things, right? Also, when there's corrections like that, let's just say she missed those 3 pages and I wasn't there to correct them, they would send her back for another visit, okay, to do those things. So yeah, another thing that you have to be aware of too, they send last minute documents for some reason. They're always sending documents at the last minute. So if your appointment is at 2:00, they're damn near sending you the documents at 1:15, 1:00. So you have to print out all of these documents and then rush to the client's home, which it could kind of throw you off and throw you in a jam. And then also what I learned from one of the students here, they can even blackball you if they do not like the way that you do business or do your closings. I had a student here that was blackballed. I guess it was from the parent company, and then they called and their sister company at Atlanta, and they told that company as well not to do business with them. So that's another thing you have to keep in consideration, that when you're dealing with these title and escrow companies, they can blackball you. But if you understand how to get your own clients, how to get your own cash flow, you're not worrying about that. You're cool with it. Hey, you don't want to work with me? That's fine. I don't want to work with you anymore either. You're okay because you have cash flow coming in. But if you're solely depending on real estate companies to feed you, they can snatch that plate from you at any time. Okay? Any questions about that so far? Okay. So we can move on. So that is why I always push that you need to work on your cash flow first. You have to work on your cash flow. Once you understand how to get private clients and your phone is ringing with or without the real estate companies, then you have leverage. You have the ability to make demands as they're calling you for service. You're not, acting like they're doing you a favor. At that point, you can position yourself as, let me look at my schedule, see if I can squeeze you guys in, or if we have any notaries available to take your assignment. We may not have any availabilities. I want you guys to be able to take that approach because it's much better when they're chasing you instead of you chasing them. Okay? So we're going to go a little bit about how we get started on the course, but right before we do that, I want to go over some of the ways that you can price your services to the title companies. So as you guys know, I've been doing this for about October be 3 years that I've been doing my notary signing my notary agency. I don't have a signing service yet. I wanted to concentrate more on getting private clients and increasing my cash flow before I attacked the real estate market, just because I knew there were penalties that that you can get. I knew there were 30, 14, 30, and even 45-day nets where I have to wait for a paycheck for almost a month. And I'm like, I got bills to pay. I can't wait that long for checks to come in like that. That's ridiculous. And then I also knew there were other expenses that I would have to come out of pocket beforehand, before I even get paid. Travel expenses, printing out paper, all of that is coming out of my pocket. So if you do not have a reserve, or you have some cash flow to print out 150 copies or more, or pay for gas to drive to this customer's house, or possibly get hit with a penalty and stuff like that, then do I suggest that you jump right into the real estate market? Probably not. Unless you have that cash reserve and you can weather the storm while you're waiting on those checks to arrive. It will be very, very difficult. Like I said, my buddy in California, he was doing very, very well. And then come to find out, he had to shut down his operation. And I'm assuming it's because he had to wait on a lot of checks. Sometimes, like me, I have to call these guys because sometimes they forget to send me the damn check. I'm like, hey, wasn't I supposed to receive a check by now? Oh, sorry about that. Or, whatever. The leprechaun forgot to cut the check or whatever. But it's always some issue of why they are cutting the check. So I want you guys to be very aware of that. I'm not trying to scare you guys off, but I want you to be aware of dealing with title and signing companies. So here's the thing. Here's how you can price your services, right? Of course, you're going to charge them for traveling notary service. That could be your fee. For me, and I could tell you what I do, what I charge them, and then you guys can kind of copy it, or you can always scale back your pricing if you need to, or scale up your pricing if you feel. The traveling notary service, I'll charge them with no documents, nothing. I mean, like the customer has the documents, the customer is going to FedEx their own documents, everything. I'm charging them $165 to $175 off the top. Mainly $175. I won't do any closings, no refinances, nothing like that for less than $175. Then I'll charge them for printing the documents. Okay, so the more you have to a la carte this stuff, you want to a la carte your services. Hey, Andrea, you want to a la carte your services when you are positioning yourself with the title company. It's very.
Thanks for watching. I hope you got a lot from it. Don't forget to click the link below for my special discounted price.